If you get $2,000 dividends per month, can you live the rest of your life spending $2,000 every month? What's the problem with that? That only exists in a world without inflation. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world, so the question is how much must we reinvest per month in order to beat inflation? I set up two scenarios. The first one is living off 100% on dividends alone, and the second scenario is you think retirement is too boring and would prefer doing side hustles to keep you entertained. This is what my mom is doing too. Singapore's inflation rate has fluctuated from 0 to 8% in the last 25 years. Let's take 2% as an example, and obviously your dividends cannot keep up with it and you end up with negative savings. So let's try to reduce our spending to see how much it takes to live off dividends forever. Reinvesting our savings into 5% dividend stocks so that your dividends income grows. If we spend $1,800 and reinvest $200 per month, it's only sustainable for 6 years. If we spend $1,400 and reinvest $600 per month, it's only sustainable for 35 years. Well, if you're in your 60s and don't see yourself living more than another 35 years, this scenario could be suitable for you. You gotta spend only $1,200 a month so that your dividends will forever be more than your spending. As you can see, the last column just keeps increasing. However, this is assuming that you have the same lifestyle for the rest of your life. So let's be a bit more generous and increase our inflation number to 6%. So even when you spend $1,200 out of $2,000 of dividends a month, you can only sustain your lifestyle for 11 years. But I don't think anyone can live comfortably in Singapore spending only $1,200 a month. Let's say you want to spend 2.5k a month. I think 2.5k a month is quite reasonable. Now let's assume that you're okay with this lifestyle for the rest of your life and assume 2% inflation. Even with $3,000 as dividends per month, you are only safe for 12 years. Now let's say you retire with 3,500 dividends per month and spend 2.5k and reinvest the rest. You can only sustain that for 31 years even with investing 5% dividend stocks. Now let's try $4,000 as dividends a month. Now you can sustain your 2.5k lifestyle for 79 years, which I think is more than enough for most people. By getting $4,000 of dividends a month, even at 5% yield, means you gotta put in $960,000. To get this amount of capital, that will take you 23 years if you are investing $2,000 a month, compounded at 5%. If you just started work at 25 years old, you'll be 58 years before you can retire on 2.5k a month. So that's why if you want to reach your financial independence goal earlier, consider doing side hustles, which is why I also created this scenario where you're living off both your dividends and side hustles. Side hustles could be anything from active income to passive income. Active income is like photography or baking, where you take photos or sell your cookies and get a one-time payment. Passive income is like selling ebooks or content creation, where you set up the system once and the income comes in theoretically forever. For me, I'm trying to see if I can make YouTube a passive side hustle. That's why I'm planning to sell this Excel sheet so you guys can better plan for your financial independence as well. It is not difficult to create this spreadsheet yourself, but if you want to support me and my dream, you can buy this spreadsheet for any price you want to pay in the link below. The lowest price is $1 because the website will take a cut from the sale. By the way, when you use the spreadsheet, you only need to edit the yellow cells. Now, if we are not earning anything from side hustles and spending all our dividends, this is basically the previous spreadsheet without side hustles. Let's say you are doing photography as a side hustle and charge $100 an hour, and you have a 2-hour job every weekend. So that's $100 times 2 hours times 4 weekends. You get $800 per month. So instead of a 40-hour traditional work week, you only work 2 hours a week. And even if you charge the same rate forever, and never grow your photography side hustle, you can sustain this lifestyle for another 22 years by reinvesting your photography income into 5% dividend stocks. Now, what if you grow your photography side hustle either by increasing the number of jobs you have or increasing your rate by 5% every year? As you can see, you can live this way indefinitely, living the exact same lifestyle. Let's change the lifestyle inflation number to 6%. This could mean you want a 4% higher standard of living and beating inflation of 2%. Or if the inflation is at 6% that year, then you can maintain your standard of living. Now you're only sustainable for 7 years. This spreadsheet could also help you plan your dividends per month goal. For example, if you have a dream of doing side hustles until you reach your goal of 5k dividends a month, let's say your dividends a month is now $2,000 and you're living very frugally at $1,500, keeping lifestyle inflation to zero but having a 2% inflation. You will reach your $5,000 per month goal in another 23 years' time. After your goal of $5,000, maybe you want to live luxuriously now and stop doing your side hustles. So we can put 0 for side hustles, $5,000 as dividends a month, and spend $3K a month. With 2% inflation, this $3,000 lifestyle is sustainable forever. What if he spends just $500 more? Then it's only sustainable for another 35 years, which may be just enough for how long he expects to live. Actually, this side hustle column can also mean a full-time job. For example, a fresh graduate getting $4,000 take-home salary. This can also include side hustles and currently has $100 dividends a month initially. If he spends 1K a month, you can see when this fresh graduate can reach his 2K, 3K or 5K dividends per month goal. But what's my plan? I still have no idea because I'm not earning anything from this YouTube channel yet. As you know, we need to get 4,000 public watch hours to get monetized. If my channel does get monetized, I could be getting $10 a month, $200 a month, or even $1,000 a month. So obviously my plans might change if I know that YouTube may provide a sustainable income source. Remember, the link to this spreadsheet is in the description below. This is my first and only product so far. Hopefully you guys will find it useful. And if you're wondering what stocks can give you a dividend yield of 5% or more, watch my dividend stock video here.